Picture this, you're back in a time where maps held uncharted territories and legends swirled like mist. That's when the first whispers of dragons emerged. What are dragons, where do they come from, and how have they influenced our culture and art? Let's find out. But before that, this is Jeannie. Today I'm going to talk about dragons, the mythical creatures that have captivated our imagination for centuries. Dragons are usually defined as large, reptilian, and often winged creatures that can breathe fire or possess other magical abilities. However, the concept of dragons is not universal, and different regions have their own interpretations and variations of these legendary beasts. The word dragon comes from the Greek word drakon, which means large serpent or sea serpent. However, not all dragons are serpentine in shape, and some have features of other animals such as lions, birds, or fish. One of the earliest sources of dragon mythology is the ancient Near East, where many civilizations had stories of powerful storm gods fighting against monstrous serpents that represented chaos and evil. For example, in Mesopotamian mythology, the god Marduk defeated the dragon Tiamat, who was the primordial goddess of the salt sea and the mother of all life. Marduk used her body to create the heavens and the earth. In Egyptian mythology, the god Ra battled against the serpent Apep, who tried to swallow the sun every night. Ra was aided by other gods and by a loyal dragon called Aker, who guarded the gates of the underworld. In Asia, dragons were generally seen as benevolent and wise creatures that had power over water, rain, and storms. They were also associated with royalty, fertility, and prosperity. In China, dragons were considered to be the ancestors of the imperial family and symbols of the emperor's authority. They had a complex appearance that combined elements of various animals such as a snake's body, a deer's horns, a tiger's claws, a fish's scales, and an eagle's wings. Chinese dragons could also change their size and shape at will, and were often depicted as playing with a flaming pearl that represented their spiritual essence. In Japan, dragons were similar to those in China but had only 3 claws instead of 4 or 5. They were also revered as water gods and protectors of Buddhism. In Europe, dragons were mostly portrayed as malevolent and destructive creatures that breathed fire and hoarded treasure. They were often enemies of heroes and saints who had to slay them or tame them to prove their courage and virtue. For example, in Greek mythology, Hercules had to kill the Hydra, a multi-headed dragon that grew 2 new heads for every one cut off. In Norse mythology, Sigurd killed the dragon Fafnir, who had turned into a greedy beast after stealing his father's gold. In Christian legend, Saint George rescued a princess from a dragon that demanded human sacrifices from a city. Dragons have also influenced art, literature, and popular culture in various ways. For instance, dragons have been used as emblems of war and power by different rulers and nations. In ancient Greece, King Agamemnon had a dragon banner that he used in the Trojan War. In medieval Europe, King Arthur had a dragon crest on his helmet that symbolized his sovereignty over Britain. In modern times, the Welsh flag features a red dragon that represents the ancient Celtic people. Dragons have been featured in many works of fiction and fantasy that have inspired generations of readers and viewers. Some examples are Smaug from The Hobbit, Drogon from Game of Thrones, Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, Mushu from Mulan, and Draco from Dragonheart. Dragons have also been depicted in various forms of art and media that showcase their beauty and diversity. Some examples are paintings by Leonardo da Vinci, sculptures by Salvador Dali, tattoos by Don Ed Hardy, video games by Capcom, and anime by Studio Ghibli. In conclusion, dragons are fascinating creatures that have been part of human culture for millennia. They reflect our fears and hopes, our dreams and nightmares, our imagination and creativity. They are more than just mythical beasts, they are symbols of our identity and values. Until next time, this is Jeannie signing off from the realm of mythical wonders. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more contents on mythical creatures. Stay curious, stay mythical.